All right, so we got that inner tube for us to work around it. I think we are good because we can see it's somehow in the middle. Okay, it might not be like perfect, but we can see the eyeball and we can see we getting it where it's supposed to be. All right, cool. And let's go to the side view. Come to camera, B on the keyboard, and we have the side. Okay, you see stuff going on. Now we have this part we need. We already name it. So now let's call for the titles because we are back on the object level. So we are gradually we are building what this front wheel. Okay, we got an inner tube part of it, and now we're going to start with the titles to get this side of it. So let's call that. Come up here, get out from the tube, come up here, select the titles. You know, it's asking where you want it. Let's do similar thing. Let's try to place it somewhere in the middle because we want it around this inner. So in the middle, somewhere like that. Still lying on the y-axis, right? And we want it at the x-axis. Front, main, okay. Have my caps on, turn it off, and then main, okay. Maybe underscore 2 because you already have it. Enter. Cool. So we have the titles, but you know, it's not how we want it, you know. So let's jump in quick. We can use the basic transformation when you create stuff. You see you have similar ones for each one of them. You see it looks the same. I selected the two. We have similar transformation. This one the same too. This is where you can pick the edges, the color for the edges, set wireframe colors. This is where, you know, when you create it, if you want different wireframes for it, you could do that. If you see my bike, I have some part have different wireframe colors. That's how you set it up. So we have this. Let's be on the transform, and then let's jump in. Okay, boom. So now we are in. Let's go for the x-axis. Let's flip it. You got it, but it's way bigger. It's huge, right? It's huge, and it's also tiny in, you know, in the width. It's very tiny, and also it's very rough, you know, in division. You know, even though it's the titles, it's not like perfectly rounded like how we want it, you know, because Houdini will not give you a lot of geometry to work at the beginning. So, but it gives you the option to push it up. And let's go for 32, and let's get some divisions for in here. You know, I remember the last one I used something similar to 12 and 32, but this is different. This is titles, so I'll crank it up a little bit, okay, so that it gives us some more, you know, more division going this way, okay, the rows and the columns. Okay, so we have something like this. We are still what? We are still at a geometry level, and we don't have no note. We haven't used any operation yet. These are basic stuff. This is the setup for the titles. Okay, we have options too. We can pick nerves and all that stuff. All right, cool. And if I haven't talked about here, that is where you pick the type of division. You can go for triangles, columns, and quadrilaterals, but we are interested in polygons and quadrilaterals. Okay, cool. So we have this, all right, and we can see it around. From the top, we can see it's very tiny bike, like a motorbike. You know what I mean? It looks like a motorbike type, but we are working on a bike like, you know, like Tron bike. It's very right. They have rounded and a huge, you know, tire. So how we get it? By the way, let's give it some shading so we can see it better. Okay, let's use the same bike shading for it too. Okay, yeah, so we get that better looking for it. Okay, let's come to the points. Let's call for the scale. Okay, so we have scaling. Now let's scale it out. Okay, look here at the top. See, the top is helping us better. You can see these edges here. This is where we want to scale it to. Okay, so let's scale it. Okay, this side is rich, but this side is not rich yet. That means we have to go to move and move it to this side a little bit. Okay, yeah, move it to this side a little bit. Now I think it's okay. Now we can crack it up small for the scaling. Okay, I think it's okay for now, but we can see that it's way bigger, right? It's very big, you know. It's coming down here, you know. But let's jump in, because we get some width going on. Let's jump into the perspective and see. Maybe we will see it better way to get it to the shape we want. Okay, so now we are here and tumble and see what's going on. Okay, we can see that it's very big, you know, so we need to scale it down small. We are still on editing, right? We are performing edit to get the right size we want. Let's call for scaling, right? And I'm thinking we have to get, you know, everything first. Let's squeeze everything down small. Okay, now I would like to be on the side. Okay, now let's get a scaling again. We are getting uniform, so we are using the middle one right here, right? See, now look here. You see the shape is right there, right? But it's a little smaller. You know, you can see that it's even matching the old bike from here. So we are getting that shape, but it's smaller from this side of the view. So just work on it small. Just bring it up a little bit, like that. Even let's make ours a little bit bigger, like that. It's okay. Remember, this bike, the bottom here get pushed in, the bottom here get a little flattened. For now, if it is down more, don't worry, because we will actually even push this down up some more. The bottom is a little flat, you know. But what we are interested in is, you know, this shape coming like, you know, almost the same, and we having that round shape, and this side will come here, you know. So I think the size is okay for now. You can adjust it anytime. But let's look here, you know. Let's look at the top. We can see that because we scale it, you know, we scale everything, there is a gap here, a new gap. So we have to scale only the x-axis. You know, when you scale it uniformly, you scale everything to get it smaller. The size are what, you know, squeeze in too. So we have to get only the size, only the x-axis. Okay, and push it back again. And we have small edge here, but this edge has almost reached. So let's go back. We are still under edit. You see how you could do a lot under one edit node? You see, let's bring it in a little bit, get it in the middle. Now go back to scaling and get the x-axis again and push it a little bit. I think we are good for now. Okay, we are good. Let me get it a little bit and then push it small to the side like that. Okay, cool. I think it's good for now. So from the top, you can see we have this angle is like it's touching it. this angle is like it's touching it. Okay, we have the two, shows. So we basically have the right, distance. The reason why we are more interested in the tyros is because you see now we have this smoothness going on. Even now we can tell, you can see and feel the smoothness, right? You see it's having almost the same, radius, because we still see the old bikes, stuff of it popping up. So they are like matching. Okay, so I think it's good for the setup, for the tyros. Okay, yeah, this is even better, okay, than the sphere. So let's get out from view B to go to perspective whilst the mouse is here, right? So we are here. Okay, so now let's hide the other stuff. So we only have the tube and look around it. Okay. Okay, good. So what I want to do now is we want to get that hole, that hole that goes in here. That's what we need to do. Okay. So we have this. Let's bring out back the bike. Okay. I can come here and hide everything and get all these polygons inside here. Okay, so let me line it right better. Hit shift and get all these polygons. By the way, I have to be on the polygons, so I could draw. I'm using the laxer, so it lets me paint. Let me paint the area I wanna get, because it will be hard to use the box selection to get areas like this one time. So you paint where you want to select, like that. Look around, see if you get everything. Still did not get all the middle side. You hold shift to add, right? Look around, you get that part. Okay, but the problem that you might encounter is this the level you want to take out? Maybe we will need this row too, but let's just delete this first row we have and see, if that's what we need. I think that's what we need, because we will bring these edges out to get that sharp endpoint. So let's do that. Let's delete this middle part. So me and you are still, figuring how to get this tyros, because it's the first time for us, both of us. Okay, that's how you also tackle it. Okay, so we have this inner part. We're still on the edit. Now watch, if I delete, I hit delete on the keyboard, Houdini is going to introduce a new node for us. That means we blast all these polygons out. So it will introduce a blast node for us. Okay, so hit delete on the keyboard. Boom. Now we have a blast node. You are interested in the primitive that we selected, and we can delete, we can delete non-selected. See, it deleted all the stuff we didn't select and keep us the one we selected. But this is what we want to take out, right? So you see, you have even the blast, you have cool options. So I would let go. We want this, we want it like this. So I'll get out from that to come to box selections, reset myself, go to edges, and double click on these edges. Okay, now these are all regular operation. It don't come under any of this, the selection and all that. But if I call a move to happen on what I have selected, it means it thinks that I want to do editing, so it will give you an edit node. So we got an edit node. What I want to do is I want to push it this inside out a little bit. See, I get it flat. See, the bike have something like that, so we push it out some more like that. So we have that. Okay, cool. So now we can ghost at this and see what's going on. Cool. So you see, it's the right place that we deleted. We have that inner hole, and it's right on top of what? Of our tube. So I think it's okay for that. All right. So you see, we are having a very smooth bike and we haven't done a lot to, you know, pushing stuff around, extruding, and, you know, pushing the vertices and stuff like that. Okay, so we have this side. What I want to do is I want to hide this side, this bike again. Now let's cut this Taros into half. You know what we'll go for, right? So let's get out from the edit, you know, go to polygons. Now for the tool we are about to call, let me select everything because I want it to work on everything, all the polygons. And I'll call for, we haven't even opened the polygons tool so far. So let's call for clip, you know, and the clip is confused, you know, it's giving us the default, but from the angles where we are working, if I bring the ghost, you know, that is not the angle we want to divide. We want to divide it from here. So let's try keep below, you know, put 1 here and put 0 here. So we have it there, right? So, you know, that the direction is on the x-axis, and now it's keeping below, but we want the top, you know, we want above, you know. So the above give us the direction we've been working on, right? So now we'll be good. You know, we have the tiles, you know, kind of like divided into 2. So let's get out from that tool, click outside, and let's hide the bike and see what's going on. We have this tiles, which is giving us this smooth face we want for the bike. Okay, see how even tiles can help us. So now let's figure how we're gonna get the bike shape we want. So let's bring ghost